Panic overrode her terror. Clara fled down the hallway, her bare feet slapping against the hardwood. Behind her, she heard the heavy door to the basement creak open. Then came the sound. Thud, thud, thud. Something wet and impossibly heavy was dragging itself up the stairs into her living room. She sprinted into the bedroom, throwing her weight against the door to lock it. She barricaded it with the heaviest furniture she could move. She was trapped. There was nowhere left to run. From the receiver, she heard the heavy, distorted sound of breathing. It sounded wet and natural. Then, a voice spoke. It wasn't Sarah's voice anymore. It was Clara's own voice. It sounded exactly like her, but flat, mechanical, and devoid of life. The voice on the phone whispered, "You forgot to lock the basement window." At that exact microsecond, a loud snap echoed from beneath the floorboards. The latch on the basement window downstairs had just been forced open. Clara backed away from the door, her boots dragging across the floorboards. The voice on the porch had stopped. The entity realized the trick had failed. Then, the phone in her palm vibrated. She looked down at the screen. The display showed she was receiving a call from herself. Her own number. With shaking fingers, she swiped answer. She pressed the cold glass of the phone to her ear. She didn't say a word. She held her breath, staring at the ceiling. The scraping stopped. Silence returned, louder than before. Then, a voice cut through the sound of the rain. It was coming from the front porch. "Clara, open up. It's Sarah. My car broke down the road. It's freezing out here." It was her sister's voice. Exact. Perfect. The pitch, the frantic tone. It was Sarah. Clara took 2 steps toward the front door, her hand reaching out for the lock. But then she remembered. Sarah was in California, 3,000 miles away. Whatever was standing on the porch, waiting for her to unlock the door. It wasn't human. Clara had rented the cabin in upstate New York to escape the noise of the city. It was supposed to be a weekend of isolation to finish her thesis. At exactly 9:40 p.m., the power vanished. Not just her cabin, but the entire valley. There was no cellular service. No internet. Just the suffocating sound of the rain against the roof. She wasn't worried at first. Power outages in the mountains were common. But then, her phone vibrated violently. A text message from an unknown 5-digit number. It read, "They are using the dark. Cover the glass." Clara's heart hammered against her ribs. The text message felt like a sick prank. Who was they? She tried to rationalize it. Maybe a neighbor, maybe a wrong number. She walked to the large glass doors overlooking the woods. The darkness outside felt heavy, almost alive. Pressing against the glass dot, an instinctual wave of dread washed over her. She pulled the curtains shut, sealing herself inside. That's when the sound started. A heavy, rhythmic scraping sound on the wooden shingles above her, like something very large, dragging its body across the roof.
The following emergency broadcast was recovered from the National Wireless Alert System on October 14th. It is the last known transmission before the entire tri-state area went completely dark. If you are listening to this, lock your doors, close your eyes, and whatever you do, do not look outside.